Hello YouTube, this is the Galway Gamer, and we are back with our playthrough of Pillars of Eternity. And in between now and the last episode, I've explored this area, but I haven't continued that quest that we were doing. We swapped out Adair for this guy here. His name is Adair, but he's a Rautai dude again. So we've got 3 of those Auma dudes. And yeah, we got some interesting gear upgrades. Let's have a quick look before the episode starts. We're all around level 10, 9, 10, 11, that kind of thing. I think it's 10 for most of us. But yeah, look, as you can see, very powerful weapons. Some new gear. Same over here. Kind of the same here. As you get down, there's like less equipment on each of the characters. Like here is the weakest probably, and then you've this. But I mean, we have spare slots, so we could literally put like these capes on for the tiny upgrades for the sake of it. But actually, let's put this this freeze one, or this, because we have a freeze. Let's see, freeze damage. Yeah, that's okay. It's not great, but whatever. So yeah, as you can see, we've tons of shit. But yeah, that's not really what we're meant to be doing. We're meant to be going in here, I believe, which is how we advance the quest. And yeah, we're all doing pretty well. Nice custom-made party. No NPCs left. I think that's a good thing and a bad thing. The NPCs are okay. They're interesting, but I mean, their stats aren't very optimized, and it feels as if though you've only got half customization over them because they've already got so many levels before you pick them up. Especially, maybe not for Adair, who was only like level 3 when we picked him up, but for people like Can, who's like 4 or 5, and then Hervias, who's like 8. It's annoying.
Another Estramore. What do you want? There are reasons we don't let you Estramoran roam our sacred city. Reasons I am coming to understand.
More than I care to think about.
Looters have grown bolder at the sites of the builders. The people of Defiance Bay set fire to their own city. And every week, the 3 Tusk Stelgar bring news of more desperate settlers pushing at our borders, trying to escape their plague of Anol-Fane children. Permitting more strangers the freedom of the city is out of the question right now. Go and be thankful that Anamfath Shimak doesn't sit in the passage of the Six today. He would not be so kind as I.
Amenfath Shimak must be her elder.
You'd better explain yourself. There's no way you could have known this saying. Not unless you are a Galuth on Anams, a watcher of souls.
Of course I am. Damn right I am. I watch all these souls, all of the time.
Feralt's warning came before the Broken Stone War. Feralt, my ancestor on my mother's side, was Anamfath of our tribe then. When the Estramoric farmers defiled the builders' monuments, Feralt urged the other Anamfatha to patience, but louder, angrier voices prevailed. Feralt believed that the invaders could be taught to respect the builders as we do. He also believed the builders' souls had spread to all peoples, and that we should avoid needless conflict with others. More practically, he worried that a violent response would only spur further bloodshed across the generations, and you can see where we are today. While Feralt's words were shrewd, they were ignored back then. Simply remembering his warning now will not undo the wars and the changes that the years have seen. There is blood on these stones, and that is all anyone remembers now.
You can't change the past, but your choices now still matter. Yes, that is the problem.
Another Estremor came through here a few days ago, and, well, letting him through was a mistake. One I am eager not to repeat. The Guided Compass tribe has a reputation for being too soft with Estremoran. One that will not be improved by my failure to stop this man, who has desecrated our most sacred sites. I won't repeat a mistake in my haste to correct it. We bar Twin Elms from Estremoran to protect the ancient places that the Builders left behind. The Builders left this heritage to us to defend, but they alone had access to it. On this much, at least the 6 tribes agree. These were the words given to the keepers of the stone. Very well. The city is yours to explore. Tell the guard at the gate that you come to see the cornerstone with the blessing of the Guided Compass. If the gods have truly returned one of the Builders to us, find the Delimgon of Ter Everon in Elms Reach. If the gods have sent you here with a purpose, the Delimgon will know.
Okay. Farewell. We got a level there for a main character. Awesome. What's this, level 11? Okay. That's fine. Oh. Let's have a look at these. 20%. That's 3 per rest. Okay, so this pretty much makes us immune to, or no, not immune, plus 15 defense against lots of different types of attacks, like poison, disease, frightened, terrified, charmed, and dominated. Pretty good. These zealous things are buffs, but I believe you can only have 1 at a time, so even though they're brilliant, they're not brilliant. That's really strong, but unfortunately it takes up a slot. It's not passive. What's this? All defenses, hostile effects. Honestly, Righteous Soul, Inspiring Triumph is pretty good too, though. I think I'll go for Inspiring Triumph. Whenever you kill someone, everyone gets +7 defenses, which is okay. But the main thing is, like, you get a lot of HP and shit out of that stuff too. More so than the like the leveling, you get to choose an ability, but you also, better than that, you get to choose a, well, you get passive stats like accuracy and deflection and defense, all that kind of stuff. I'm not sure how much of them you get, but you do get them, so that's pretty awesome. Now, so we're at the end of the map, so there can't be much left in this game. We're in Act 3, of course, just near the start of it, to be honest. But if you look at the world map, which I'll put up here, this is the edge of it. Like, we've done all of this part, all of it. The only things you've missed is this, and maybe there's a place around here. No, it doesn't go any further here, though, so it's probably just one area over there and one area there. And then these 3 areas. Maybe something here, but that doesn't go past those mountains, I don't believe. And that definitely doesn't go anywhere past there. That's unavailable. So maybe like 3 or 4 more areas past these grey ones, but that's it. We need to go to Old Song, Elms Reach. We need to go to Elms Reach, right? Okay, he just said go on then. After he gave him the passcode. Wait, can we actually... Oh, we can teleport to both here. That's nice. I guess this is considered a city like like Defiance Bay, which is quite good. It's kind of weird though that the only two like city areas in this game are this like elven forest place and the bay, because you'd think that there'd actually be like a castle city, but I guess the bay is a castle city. It just happens to also function as a port bay. Okay. Where are we going? Tir Evron is where we're going. So, here. Oh. Yay. Older robed man.
You have stayed true to our cause, Inquisitor, when so many others have not. For every heretic we confess, for every betrayer that burns on our pyres, new sheep continue to flock to Iavara ex Incios. But not you. I underestimated you in the beginning, but no longer. It is not for honor that I summoned you today, but for duty. Too many of our own have confessed upon the wheel and the rack and the flame. Too many of our faithful have had their minds poisoned by the Kratom witch. The tide is against us now. We have but one option. Iavara's following must see her exposed for what she is. She must confess her heresy before my court. Not in Kratom, surely. Their lord has embraced her heathen faith and protects her with his army. But in Oceanus, things would be different. The king of Oceanus is a sinful man. We have helped him to see the error of his ways, and now he fears for his soul. He would pay any price for absolution. You have already done much for the Inquisition. I wouldn't ask this were there any other choice.
Okay. I guess we're going to have to trap, well, it's a past life, so it has no consequence here. That's why I don't like the past life shit. No? God likes nature ones, I guess. Oh.
Turn around, flesh creature. Outsiders are not permitted to approach the Elms. So it would seem, Rhiannon. But we must not hasten to judgment. I see a different motive here. Different questions in these eyes.
What of it, young trespasser? Is it as my sister says? Or are you here to stain this place with foul deeds?
Really, sister? And you wonder why your leaves begin to fall out before midsummer? Clearly that man did not want to be followed. Whatever the relationship here, I suspect it is anything but cordial. The answer is yes, old one. We crossed paths with Theos not long ago, and we can tell you where he went. But I find it curious that anyone would seek him out. Suspicious, even. If we are to help you find him, we would know why. So that is the reason he passed this way. This is low, even for the Leaden Key.
I told you we should have confronted him, Sheila. He has always been a poison.
It would have been the last thing we ever did, sister. Who can be said to have ever gotten the better of Theos?
Yes, but imagine how much fun it would have been. Can't you just picture him all strung up in vines like an angry little puppet?
But that's not what this is really about, is it? You are bound to that man. I see it now. You are awakened. Your soul is awake, and something once buried deep now wells to the surface. Past overwhelms present, closes in around you. Your time has nearly reached its end. I am sorry to tell you this, but Theos cannot give you what you seek. Nor can any man. An awakening cannot be undone, any more than your past can be undone.
The soul is formless without a past to shape it. Did you truly expect to be able to wipe it away? He is beyond forgiveness, for his deeds are beyond repair.
Is that so? It would seem that way to me as well. But if that is true, then the two of you may be connected more closely than you realize. However, as much as my sister speaks truly that there is no way back from an awakening, there may yet be a way forward. Would you agree, Shiva?
I would. Were the way not so likely to end in death.
It may, but not all deaths are alike, and the man you pursue is versed in thousands of them.
The man Theos you must already know by now. You are linked by a common past. Something about it lingers within you, festering, unresolved. What it is I cannot see any more than you. And without that knowledge, your doom is certain. But were you to learn the source of this discord, perhaps it could be put to rest. Though it is equally possible it will trouble you as much now as it did then, and merely speed your condition to its end. You might wait for it to come on its own, of course, but when it comes, it will replace your sanity's last breath. Such is the nature of your condition.
Or you could learn it from someone who already knows.
It is said the gods made his memory perfect, that he may never forget his charge. If he ever knew, he still does.
Not that he would tell you, of course.
You have followed the right person for the wrong reason, it seems. We see it often beneath the elms. The soul dragging mind and body to unknown places for unfathomable reasons. You may have wandered into Theos's path many times, in many lifetimes, without an awakening to show you why.
The only thing that's certain is you did not find what you sought.
He has gone down beneath the tower to a place older than we, where the people of Engwith once walked. He makes his way to the buried city, Sun and Shadow.
May
Okay.
he stay down there and rot with the remains of his people.
He may yet. He won't be returning the way he came, that much is certain. He opened a secret path in the tower's base, and saw it destroyed behind him through some vile means.
We know of one. On the burial isle, through the court of the penitents, Braeth Yaman. A shortcut, in fact.
Don't be cruel, sister. The way my sister speaks of is not for the faint of heart. A great pit at the center of a forgotten court, where faiths were judged in place of crimes. To most, it is simply a gateway to death. With the help of the gods, it can take you where you want to go. The pit is said to have been a means of judgment by the gods. Those cast into it are meant to die. It is that way you must pass to reach Sun and Shadow. The court is old. We do not know much for certain, but it would seem only the gods themselves can grant passage. No more than a ruin now. It is older than we, a place for the trial of heretics. We were not here to witness it, but at one time there was a group that refused to acknowledge the gods. Neither the first nor the last, of course, but these were numerous and all put on trial for it. Those who did not repent were cast into the pit and imprisoned below. The fall killed them, of course. The prison was not for people but for their souls, and their sentences were eternal. It is said that many of the condemned repented and were permitted by the gods to ascend from the pit, so long as they pledged their service to one of them. But these are old legends. Behind us is Ter Evron, said to pierce the shroud itself, and a place of communion with all gods. If ever there was a time for prayer, you have found it. Before you go, tell me this, old one. I'm curious. If you were to subdue your enemy, what would you do with him? A great many questions still to be answered. All the same, think on and be warned.
Oh my god, does
Some
she ever
questions
shut
have
up?
answers that may you find an answer.
Jesus, that was the most boring dialogue I've ever experienced in my life. It took like 20 minutes to just, her to tell me stuff I already know. Okay, so we can't turn back from being a watcher, which is fine. However, this will be a very short episode because I'm hoping to get everything wrapped up in the next episode, and then in the last episode do both the last boss of this game plus the dragon, the dragon at the bottom of the Endless Paths of Vanua. So I know this was a short episode, a really shitty episode, because it was so boring and you had to listen to so much dialogue, and honestly, you know, I didn't even commentate much of it, so just I hope you enjoy the next one.